How to enter a deep state of meditation in 1 minute. It's something you can do. Don't let yourself wander around in your meditation, not remembering what you're doing and jumping from thought to thought, tracing down thoughts, thinking about the past, thinking about the chores you have to do and so forth. Instead, remember that this is your time to meditate. Sit down and make it happen. You've already carved out this time for yourself in your life, and I know how it works. I've been doing it for many, many years. It's so easy to sit down and 20 minutes later you realize you've just been thinking the whole time. You haven't actually really committed to meditation. So here's a quick method to do this each time. First, when you sit down, do a ritual. Especially I recommend the 3-fold or the 9-fold breath, and that is to breathe out negative obscurations. Very old practice, is done in a lot of places. So you just cover one nostril, breathe out strongly all the way out of the left, breathe in, out through the right, and then out through both. And then you can repeat that 2 more times for a total of 3 if you want, or you can just do it once for 3. It doesn't really matter. Next, you want to take a good posture. And you probably know the posture: legs crossed, hands on thighs, out by the knees, good straight back, neck is erect with the chin a little bit tucked in, eyes slightly down, and the mouth can be slightly open too. Then remind yourself of the method of meditation. What is the method you're doing? The general thing I like to recommend is just to say a very simple sentence. I'm going to place my mind on the object of meditation and leave it there. Just allow it to remain. And I'll say that over and over again. I recommend a very simple, very straightforward, precise statement that you give to yourself. Then find the object. This sounds a little strange, like, oh, well, I'm just meditating on the breath. What do you mean, find it? Well, take the mind and look for the breath. Actually do the action as a deliberate thing. This makes a big difference. Next is cut thoughts. Generally, it's not recommended to cut thoughts as a habit in meditation, but it is okay in the beginning. It's not wrong. It's just that you're not looking to have a state of meditation that is without any thoughts. That's not the goal. That's why they don't recommend cutting thoughts. But sometimes just cut the thoughts. It's fine. So cut the thoughts and then look straight ahead and gaze with some strength, and don't let your eyes move at all. The eyes tend to make micro movements. The mind and the eyes are very, very intricately linked. And if you enter a good state of meditation with the mind, the eyes will tend to stay still, and a lot of times they'll stop blinking. In this case, we're reversing the direction of control. We're using the eyes to control the mind. So by keeping the eyes perfectly still, that will dramatically limit the movement of the mind. Part of what the mind does, a big part of what the mind does, is it processes our experience. It processes our sensory inputs. So if we stop the sensory inputs from changing, especially the eyes, a huge chunk of the mind is devoted to the visual inputs. If we arrest the movement of the eyes and hold it there and watch those micro movements, don't let them happen, then the mind will slow down dramatically, and it will even stop if you do this properly, if you get used to it. So sit down, do your 3-fold breath, remind yourself of the method, and take your good posture. Find the object of meditation, cut thoughts, look straight ahead, and then hold the gaze without moving. This should enter a strong state of meditation relatively quickly. As a matter of fact, I said a minute. I think you can do it in about, well, if you include the 3-fold breathing, that takes about 20 or 25 seconds, but the rest of it can be done almost instantaneously. Once you've attained that meditation, what do you do with it from there? So this is a pretty decent level of meditation. How do you deepen it rapidly? How do you move into it much more quickly? That's the subject of the next video, right here.